realbusinesstalk.com.
My name's Robert Crawford. I'm a realtor in California, and you can find me on realbusinesstalk.com. The real estate market right now is on fire. It's really picked up, and it's picked up especially since the crash of 2008-2009. But the major markets really retained their value well, even during that crash. At the lowest point, Los Angeles lost just under 20% of its real estate value, while you saw markets like Las Vegas lose more than 50% of the value. And really, that was due to foreclosures of derivatives and really bad loans of people that couldn't afford that housing. The only problem with Los Angeles now is prices have risen so quickly that many people can't afford it. But luckily, there's such little inventory, there's plenty of people left to buy up these properties. So what we're seeing happening is the great properties are having multiple offers submitted on them. What is a multiple offer? Multiple offer is if a property is listed for sale, multiple offers from potential buyers have been submitted on that property. Let's say buyer A finds a property that's worth $1 million and he submits an offer just under $1 million, let's say $990,000. While a second buyer comes in that same day, says, I love this property as well. He doesn't know about the other offer yet, and he submits a full price offer of $1 million. Well, you could have more buyers than that. You could have 5 or 6 offers on that property, depending on the valuation of the property and the market at that moment. But what will happen is, me as the listing agent will have to go back to the buyer or the buyer's agent and say, look, here are multiple offers on the property. Here's a multiple offer counter. And that's a specific form called a multiple offer counter. And what that does, it allows the buyers to have another chance to be the winning bid. Now, a listing agent, such as myself, will list a home and sometimes will price it accordingly to the market to drive extra traffic in. What happens is you get a bidding war for that property, which is called multiple offers. Most people think, if you're in a buyer's perspective, that having a multiple offer is really all about the price. Well, price is the biggest factor in deciding who's actually going to win the bid for that property, but it's not the only factor. There's a few other factors involved. You're going to have price, you're going to have closing and escrow time. You're also going to look at, is that buyer a cash buyer? Is it financed? Is it FHA? And how much of a down payment on that property is he putting in if it is financed? If it's a small down payment, it's a red flag to a listing agent. The reason being is we don't know how committed that buyer is to that property. And if something happens and that buyer wins the property and 3 weeks later, a week before escrow, decides to pull out of that deal, and he might lose that down payment, but he has a much smaller investment in that property than someone who's paying all cash. That's someone who's really committed, and that's going to go at the top of the pile. But although price, cash, and the time of closing escrow are big factors, I always recommend to my buyers that get into a situation like that emotion also plays in. That's why it's important to try to build a connection, sell yourself and your story to the seller and the listing agent. What this does is if he has 2 offers that are almost the identical and exact same, he's probably going to choose the person that he can connect with on some level. That's one of the best ways to win a multiple offer, and multiple offers will always get you the best properties. For more videos and expert advice, subscribe to Real Business Talk now.
realbusinesstalk.com, connecting expert talk with real business success. That makes your network your net worth. The tools you need to succeed in real estate, in business, in your life. Join the talk, receive the latest business talk, subscribe now at realbusinesstalk.com.